I guess I should start by saying Happy New Year and all that jazz. I hope you don't mind us having a few weeks off to decompress. I really wanted to spend some time with the family this year and not be buried in an edit for a while. I also had a bit of an existential crisis, but I'll talk about that a bit more next week perhaps. This Christmas we had a visit from the infamous granddad who came over to meet his new grandson for the first time. Hannah kindly bought me a scale electric set for Christmas because A, I have the mental maturity of an 8-year-old, and B, I've always wanted one. And it turned out to be the perfect Christmas gift because that scale electric set kept 3 generations of boys highly entertained all Christmas. Hannah got a lovely coat, Grayson got too many toys. When Grandad left, my mum and my sister and her family came over for New Year's. We played games, we drank too much, I taught my brother how to play FIFA.
I just can't beat him at FIFA, to be sure.
It was great taking some time off and seeing the family, but the important thing is now that we are back. We came up with an idea for this week's video, a recap over some of 2017, like the best bits. We've had some massive things happen this year. Huge, massive life changes with children and moving and loads of other stuff in our career. So let's start with January and go through the months.
January was Disneyland, wasn't it? We worked with Disney. That was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Apart from the fact that behind the scenes, I was pregnant and paranoid.
You were, weren't you?
You don't like rides.
It's not that I don't like rides, I just get nauseous. Why do you keep telling people I get scared of rides, Hannah? Please stop saying that. I get nauseous when I do rides. It's very different to scared of rides.
And Grayson was really ill that week, wasn't he?
Can we just agree that you're never going to tell anyone I'm scared of rides? Because it's not fear. It's just I feel sick.
I don't care what the future holds for me. Or someone running along on a busy street. I don't care what the future holds for me.
Grayson met Rapunzel.
He was so shy, wasn't he?
He was terrified.
I thought he was gonna cuddle her and but he was so shy. I think it's because she was this blonde pretty woman and he was like, how do I deal with these emotions?
Yeah, she's real.
But if you have a magic wand with you, you must be able to make the most amazing kind of things.
The week after that, we went to stay in a little villa. We found our favourite restaurant in the world, Krabby Joe's.
Krabby Joe's!
On
I forgot
Beach.
about Krabby Joe's.
We're flashed by a cop on Daytona Beach.
Daddy's gonna get told off again, Grayson.
Wonder what I've done. I don't shoot me. It's cops in America shoot you, don't they?
What is your hurry?
Was I going too fast?
Yeah, what's the speed limit down here?
The thing...
10.
I'm going to let you into a secret. I have a tried and tested technique that gets me out of trouble 90% of the time in life. I call it the Columbo method. Columbo was an American television series that started in the late 60s, starring Peter Falk as Columbo.
You're leaving. Yes, sir. Oh, sir. Just one more thing.
He was a homicide detective with the Los Angeles Police Department. Columbo was a shrewd but intelligent blue-collar homicide detective whose trademarks included his shambling manner, his glass eye, beige raincoat, cigar smoking, and frequently dishevelled appearance. His suspects are often affluent members of high society who carefully cover their tracks. They are initially reassured by Columbo's circumstantial speech and apparent absent-mindedness, but then become increasingly unsettled as his pestering manner and formidable eye for detail lead him to tease out the incriminating evidence. Ultimately, his relentless approach often leads to self-incrimination or a confession by the assailant. And I've learned to adopt his method. I simply play the bumbling English idiot card.
Get me a ladder.
Naively innocent yet purposeful in my pursuit for forgiveness. You see, people who are in authoritative roles usually like to have that power, so it's best just to let them have it. No point in rising to it, just play dumb and polite and you'll walk away scot-free almost every time. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Columbo method. Feel free to use it yourselves. I sweet talk my way out of it.
We're just buying Krabby Joe's souvenirs because we're cool.
Krabby Joe's is incredible. Krabby Joe's is one of those places that looked really shit from the outside, and then you go in and it's just like...
And it just makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You're like, this is what life's all about.
We bought T-shirts, do you remember?
We
Well,
bought the
actually,
T-shirts.
no, we didn't.
Ironic T-shirts.
You bought a cap, and I've got a T-shirt for Grayson that says Krabby Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah, still got that T-shirt.
I try and squeeze into it every now and again.
Well, I thought maybe this guy will be able to wear it one day. Krabby Joe fan.
Krabby Joe's. We should have called him Joe after Krabby Joe, shouldn't we, really? In hindsight.
No.
I also had my first crisis in... no, it wasn't my first crisis.
A year of crisis.
Yeah, it has been. I had a crisis last year, at the start of last year as well, where I was like, I don't want to be a vlogger anymore, and I wanted to take these videos in a whole new direction.
I don't want to be a vlogger anymore. The truth is I want to be a filmmaker. But in order to be one, I need to know what exactly the difference is between a vlogger and a filmmaker. And I've been thinking about this a lot over the past few weeks. I mean, you could say that vlogs are a sort of French New Wave type of film, so in essence all vloggers are filmmakers, but I feel the difference is more subjective. It comes down to a simple personal question. Do you feel like a vlogger, or do you feel like a filmmaker?
On to February, and we decided to announce baby number 2, which was this guy, obviously. We didn't really know how to do it or what to say.
Yeah.
So we just kind of did like that little montage video, didn't we? And just didn't say anything.
Oh, here comes the silky montage. Here comes the silky. Make sure you watch it in 1080p. Our staff will be as sad as a man could be. Michalaks every Sunday for your eyes. Will you stay?
Went to see Grandad in East Belfast.
Welcome to Northern Ireland.
Is that
I need you so that I could die. I love you so. And that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, 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 dream.
Gave Mummy a break, which she relished. Slept with lots of men when I was away.
Cut that joke
Yeah, I will. I'll
out.
cut that joke. No, terrible.
not even
I
funny.
know. I don't know why I said it. March was great because I went skiing in Canada for about 10 days on my own.
Well, I think because we'd booked the trip the year before, hadn't we? And not realising that I was actually pregnant at the time.
And because I'm a bit of a penis, I don't have many friends, so I couldn't invite anyone to come with me. So I just went on my own. As I'm out here completely on my own, I thought I'd make myself a friend. So I literally made myself a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Carl. So Carl here will be spending a week with me to help me fight off that crippling sense of loneliness that's due to show up any minute. Looking at the footage always gets me really excited for our next ski trip, which should be in a few weeks, which you're totally invited to, by the way. So, yeah, March was great. Only one major thing happened in April worth mentioning.
Probably the worst parenting moment of my life.
The most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me, I think.
Grayson, if you're watching this when you're older, you just squatted outside a restaurant when Mum and Dad were ordering and did a poo on the street. We tried to style it out as much as we could, but it embarrassed us more than you could ever imagine. And when you're older and you take me out, I'm going to do exactly the same.
It was mortifying. One of my career highlights also happened in April. We worked with Land Rover and did, I think it's probably to date the most atmospheric video that we've produced. I had such a beautiful palette to work with. The Scottish Highlands are just like ridiculously beautiful.
And even though it poured with rain the whole time, it was just such a magical trip, wasn't it?
was.
It was amazing.
it was crazy for us because we had this brief come through. We were like, well, let's just do a crazy idea. Let's just say we'll move to Bath as our pitch. And then the client was like, yeah, we love the idea. And we were like,
and then we were like, oh,
we've got to move
we
to
need
Bath.
to find a house really quickly.
So within a few weeks, we had decided to move to Bath and found a house in Bath and moved to Bath.
I think the whole thing from start to finish was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That was really naughty. You never ever kick somebody in the head like that, ever.
Don't laugh at that.
That was a crazy, crazy couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I remember that last night we had in our old flat where we had Joe Public's pizza in the
Yeah.
empty kitchen, all of us.
Yeah.
Grayson in his little nursery uniform. Do you remember?
So eerie,
it was really
wasn't it?
sad. And then I cried for like 2 hours. Literally. I was like, I'm so sad.
But then, at the end of the month, like another amazing brand came along and worked with us, Canon.
Where did you take it from?
We took it before you were born.
You made your love like a foolish fire. I wanted someone to keep me warm. You learn the difference after a while. I'm sick of living in the eye of the storm. I want the feeling of being admired. You only taught me to be outborn. This ain't the love that I had desired. I'm sick.
Also great clients in terms of like they let you take the creative lead.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they very much like to give you the reins rather than telling you what they want. They're like,
Yeah.
what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Which is always nice as a creator.
June, things start warming up in June, don't they, Rufa?
We went to Greece, didn't we?
Yeah, we had an amazing trip to
Oh,
Greece.
I loved that trip. And I was really pregnant. I was like 7 months pregnant. Do you remember
Yeah.
I nearly didn't go?
Yeah.
Because I was
You were
worried
so
about
worried
flying.
about it, weren't you?
By the end of the meal, the influence of the coffee, toast, and eggs made itself felt, and we started to revive, to tell each other what we intended to do, why we intended to do it, and then argue earnestly as to whether each had made a wise decision.
But it was so relaxing as like a heavily pregnant person to be in a country where they're just really relaxed people and it's just warm.
I think it rubbed off on you a bit, didn't
the
it?
boys were like, you guys were playing in the pool and like it was just really, really lovely. Like our last trip as a family of 3, I think, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. July, I decided to try and go vegan for 5 weeks. I did 4 weeks, but then extended it to 5. That was an interesting experiment. Yeah.
I
know.
joined you for the first week and then opted out. I
Yeah.
think it was too hard being pregnant doing it as well. I was just like, I want to eat.
I think it's one of those things that I'll definitely go back to in the future, but like maybe when the kids are a little bit older and it's just, I
It'll
can
be
make it work.
easier to... We've got more time to like meal plan and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. We also met Toby, our friend Toby, who we met under the bridge, who's gone on to do some amazing things and wrote some amazing songs. Met a good friend in July.
Yes. August. I think this was my second favourite month.
Was it?
Yes, because my favourite was September.
Yeah.
In August, we pretty much were basically waiting for this guy to come out, weren't we?
You flew Mum over.
I was so big that we were convinced that he was going to come early.
Yeah.
So we flew Steph's mum over so that she could help with Grayson in case I needed to go to hospital, even though we planned like everything to happen at home. And then right at the end of the month, he decided to come out, which was just the most insane evening, wasn't it?
Oh, don't you shy away, your heart beats the day, your time is not alone with you. Oh, don't you shy away, your heart beats the day, your time is not alone with you. Oh, don't you shy away, your heart beats the day, your time is not alone with you. shy away, your heart beats the day of time is not alone with you. Oh, don't you shy away, your heart beats the day of time is not alone with you.
Nice to meet you, dude.
Oh, don't you shy away,
Welcome to the world, bud.
bud.
Welcome to the big wide world.
I made my friend Neil cry watching that video, which I was quite proud about.
September
was
really...
like a dreamy month where we just fell into ourselves. We created this little bubble. We all got to know each other.
It was really just kind of getting to know him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like our dynamic changed.
It's like you could breathe because you've been waiting for this thing for
Yeah.
a year, and then it happens, and you're like, oh he's healthy.
Well, no, we'd waited for him for longer than that.
I suppose
a
if you
year
count
of pregnancy almost, but then if you count everything else from beforehand.
It was just a really magical month, September. We didn't really do much. We just kind of just chilled around the house. We like kind of locked ourselves in and just spent time together. It was lovely. October was more of like a getting ready to start our new lives as a family of four, I suppose. We settled into the rhythm, and we were just like, right, okay, now let's go and explore and do things. We worked with a great brand actually in October, which was a National Trust.
Oh my god, I love the National Trust.
West Side for National Trust.
I think that was a career highlight for me.
I fucking love the
National Trust. When they said they wanted to work with us, I was like... Also, Grayson's first ever trick-or-treating, which Mummy enjoyed rather a lot.
You enjoyed that more than anyone else, didn't you?
What does this taste like? Minty? Or slug? Slug? Yeah.
I didn't want to go home.
No, yeah.
I was like, can I go out trick-or-treating by myself?
November, we got sent some Capra Sun instead of my Xbox One limited edition Scorpio by Amazon, which I'm sure all of you, including Hannah, are sick to death of hearing about. I know I am.
I don't know how many times I've heard that sentence.
I know, I'm literally dying inside every time I say it. But it happened, and I figured, well, let's just make a song about this. So my friend Tom agreed to help me write it, and we wrote a song.
Tom said he's up for it.
I suppose that was the start of our musical journey. And then in December, we released the song. We got it to number 22 in the iTunes charts, and all the profits of that obviously go to a suicide prevention charity. So it's crazy that we released a song this year. We had a baby this year. We moved to Bath. It's just been...
It's been a bit of a whirlwind, hasn't it?
It's been a massive whirlwind.
for losers, losers, I laid my note. I traveled the sunsets waiting for you. Did you ever see the faces of the moon? I promise you, Lord, there's one or two. Did you ever wish the keys were in the door? I promise you, Lord, it opened before. Don't hide, oh hide into nothing, nothing to hide my shoes. They've worn out the long roads hiding from you. Did you ever see the faces of the moon? I promise you, Lord, there's one or two. Did you ever wish the keys were in the door? I promise you, Lord, it opened before. Did you ever see the faces of the moon? I promise you, Lord, there's one or two. Did you ever wish the keys were in the door? I promise you, Lord, it opened before.
Should we have another baby next year?
I want to.
Should we have another? Should you want a brother or sister?
I want to
Rufa?
soak him up first because he's the best.
Cheers for staying on board, and let's all make 2018 a great one.
See you later, guys.
See you later, everyone. I just want to say a couple of things before we go, and I just want to firstly say thank you to all of our supportive viewers. Our community on YouTube is unparalleled. Thank you to our hardworking managers and all the people behind the scenes, and thank you to all of the brands that have chosen to work with us and kept this ship sailing. And secondly, I want to give you 3 promises. Firstly, we promise never to lose sight of our reason for doing this or forget our why. Secondly, we promise to keep portraying the real us as uncensored as we can possibly be, even if that's considered offensive or caustic to a few people. And thirdly, we promise to always dignify our children's lack of choice in this by doing our very best to create content with integrity and honesty at its heart. These are our 3 promises to you and our kids. Happy New Year, and yeah, have a good one.